Lost was a popular action mystery series that ran on ABC for 6 seasons. The show told the story of the passengers of a commercial jet airliner which crashed on a mysterious island. There's been talk of doing a reboot of Lost, so I wanted to throw my hat into the ring and offer up an idea that's been bouncing around in my head for a while. This would be for a straight reboot of Lost, not a continuation of the original series. All new characters, all new mythology, all new mysteries. Of course, because I lack the capacity to really get such a show going at this time, I thought maybe I'd just make a little video about it, detailing an outline of the program I'd like to make. So come with me now on a journey into Lost 2.0. Oh, that's terrible. We open on a beach. A woman is walking. She seems dazed. This is Jenny, our main character. A man comes rushing up to her. Does she know him? She's not sure. The man takes her hand. He's wearing a cheap suit, but his shirt is untucked and his tie is loose, and he looks like he was rolling around on the ground. And he might have blood on him? It's hard to tell. She's confused, so she lets him take her with him. There's a ringing sound in her head, and it's getting louder and louder, like a white noise steadily increasing until it's almost a scream. They crest the hill, and suddenly it all hits her. It's not white noise. It's a jet engine, and it's screaming. The plane has crashed on a deserted beach that sits on the edge of a large tropical jungle. Jenny and everybody else we're seeing were passengers on the plane. The scene is one of total chaos and carnage. Pandemonium. But eventually the fires go out, and things settle down, and after all is said and done, they wind up with a head count of 65 survivors. The first day was bad, but the first night was even worse. Around midnight, there were sounds from deep in the jungle. An enormous creature crashing about, making loud, howling cries, terrifying the survivors. As the days went by, Jenny and the other survivors began to notice strange things happening. Unusual occurrences, random chances that seemed improbable, if not impossible. Within the jungle and within each other, the survivors were finding their true heart's desires. They were getting to realize aspects of their lives they'd always wished for. But these wishes were being granted in strange, sinisterly ironic ways, not unlike the fable of the monkey's paw. A record collector found a copy of a rare album but had no way to play it. Another person found money but had no way to spend any of it. A serial killer thought the island would be a perfect place to hunt his prey, only to find himself pursued by more deadly forces than himself. And there were stories, rumors. People would walk into the jungle and just not come back. Others came back shaken, disturbed. There was talk of giant creatures, things with human bodies and animal heads, gods and monsters roaming in the darkness of the island forest, entities that brought to mind the Minotaur, or feline and jackal-headed Egyptian gods. And something else. A massive, twisting, coiling thing, like a rolling length of black plasma, a dark fire roaming about the island, making that haunting roar. And there was something else. A being. Everyone who encountered it described it in a different way. It appeared to be a somewhat human form, but silver and slender. And while some saw it as a peaceful, benign presence, others perceived it as terrifying, with insect features and other inhuman attributes. The being would appear to people most often in dreams, but also during times of physical stress, such as severe pain or dehydration, or while under the influence of some psychotropic flowers which were found growing on the island. These survivors were just ordinary people, but they were encountering extraordinary circumstances. Perhaps these things weren't gods and angels, but they were in their own ways real. And it seemed that the more you believed in them, the more they could affect you. After a couple of months on the island, as we reach the end of the first season of the show, an old man takes our main character aside. This is Seth. He says to Jenny, "There's something I need to tell you about this place." He says, "I had a dream that all this would happen, right before the crash. You were in it, and so was this conversation." And Jenny says, "You were asleep on the plane?" And Seth says, "I wasn't on the plane." She tries to leave, but he pulls a knife and tells her to stay where she is, and then he explains. "I've lived on this island for 362 years, and I'm very tired. Now, I need you to understand what this place is. This island is a machine that grants wishes. It reads people's minds and tries to give them what they think they want, what we believe we deserve. And if that belief is true, we will get our true heart's desire. And if that belief is impure, the manifestation will be infested with our own fears and doubts." There's a mathematical nature to it all. People can't just have nice things. Their minds won't let them. If something is too easy to obtain, they self-sabotage. If people get something for free, they assume there's a catch. So there will be. People often believe that the worth of a thing comes from the price you pay for it. That's why you can give them anything, but it's best to make them trade something for it. I can get you this, but you have to give me that. One doesn't directly cause the other, but the sacrifice denotes intent. On this island, you can convince people that magic is real. You can convince them that you yourself are magic, and their belief will make you magic. That's how I've lived so long. I convinced many generations of people that I was a powerful immortal, and because they believed me to be that, that is what I became. And only once there is no one to believe in me will I lose my powers and die. But I'm tired now, and I would like it all to stop. Because I'm telling you this, the island won't work for you. Just like it doesn't work for me. Once you know the trick, it's pretty much impossible to use for yourself. It's like the old joke about trying to not think of a pink elephant. That's why you have to use proxies. Make them do your wishing for you. Ancient people found this island and polluted it with superstitions. That's why this place is populated with gods and monsters, all of whom seem to be playing strange games with strange rules. Because the people who found this place thousands of years ago brought their own baggage. And their beliefs marked and shaped the island. And as the years go by, people keep finding artifacts and evidence of these old cultures. This influences how people see this island, which influences how the island perceives itself, which influences how the island manifests itself, which influences how people see the island, and on and on and on. So now this place is haunted by the dreams of ghosts. Traces of long-dead people and the gods they worshipped still echo around this place. If you can convince somebody that something is real, it becomes real. But if they know that it comes from belief, then doubt sneaks in. What works best is pure belief, uncorrupted by any doubt. The island itself has a voice. It has a user interface function which can appear in dreams as a silver, slim human form. You can also see it when you're high, or in other heightened states of consciousness. It is a guide. It wants you to use the island to the best of its abilities. It wants to help everybody's agenda, no matter how benign or perverse. but it wasn't built for human minds, and because of that, its presence tends to be alienating and disturbing and often harmful. Imagine an alien doctor trying to heal a human body with a guide to insect anatomy. The doctor attempts to repair and just causes more harm. The doctor didn't mean to hurt the person. The doctor was just doing their best with what they had. So why is the island nice to some people and cruel to others? Because it treats people as they want to be treated. People who truly believe they deserve to suffer will suffer. People who truly think they are special will be special. Similarly, the user interface is capable of taking on user-specific forms. If you think it's a hideous alien, it will be a hideous alien. If you treat it with kindness and reverence, it will take on the form of a beautiful god. If you treat it like it's a normal thing, just somebody you know, it can be that too. But encountering something like this tends to spur people into either fear or worship. So most often, it shows up as a scary god. And there's the other thing. The thing that lives on the island, patrolling, watching, and occasionally killing. It's like a giant octopus made of shadows. It is intelligent in its way. It has patterns of behavior. It observes, and sometimes it even seems to understand. And sometimes it judges. It will let people live on the island, but it's best to avoid it. The creature will kill suddenly and without warning. It was left here to protect this place from those who would do harm to the island. This place is a psychosomatic generator, a wish-granting machine that runs on desire. This place, this island, is a thing that was left here by other creatures. Aliens, angels, gods, demons, beings from other layers of reality that don't perceive time and space as we do. It was left here like a forgotten toy. And now we battle over it, like cavemen going to war over a pocket calculator that fell out of the sky. I need you to know all this because I can't do it anymore. There's a group of people on this island, a tribe, a cult that worships me. They think I found this place. They think I'm special. I brainwashed them into believing that I'm special, and because of their belief, I am. But as much as I'm empowered by their belief, I'm also imprisoned by it, controlled by it, and I want to be free. I want to leave this place or die. I deserve that much. But I can't die or leave until all the people who believe in me are dead. And they keep having kids and raising them to believe in me. It's been going on for generations. So what do you want me to do? Jenny asks. I've watched you. You can influence people. You can lead them. You can make them strong and wise. And then you can use them to kill my tribe and me with them. If you don't, we will come for you, and we will kill you. In 10 days, we shall come and kill 3 of your people, and we will come for 3 of you every 30 days until either all of you are dead or we are. Why? Because I want to die, and this is the only way. My own people are a cult, and they are holding me trapped in their beliefs. They're too far gone. I can't convince them of a new truth, and they're becoming weird. They need to go. Your people can do it. I believe in you. I believe you can train your people to kill us all. And with that, the old man walks off into the woods. And from there, the show is a race between the 2 leaders to see who will be the dominant group. It becomes a complicated game of chess. There are rules within rules and games within games, structures left behind from the many other people who had come to the island over the years. Ultimately, there are 3 primary sources of paranormal threat and awe. There is the island itself. It grants innermost desires and talks to people in their dreams through the slim, silver humanoid form. The monster is a security system with its own protocol. It sees emotional intent more than physical intent. It patrols the island on a specific route, which alters depending on the time of day, the season, and even the weather. If you understand these rules, you can avoid it. If you encounter it, there is always a 50% chance that it will kill you. There are also manifestations, or tulpas, on the island. These may be ghosts, or angels, or ancient gods taking on semi-human forms, or really anything that humans are capable of believing in. Many of these creatures were created by people who died dozens, if not hundreds of years earlier, and the creatures have been haunting the island ever since. The first season ends with the other tribe coming down to attack the crash survivors to extract their tithe of 3 lives. And this sets us up for Season 2, in which we investigate a mysterious hatch. Lost. And that's my pitch for a Lost reboot. So, if any of you know any executives at ABC, or if any of you happen to have a few $100,000 kicking around and were looking to invest in a new program, well, here it is. If you'd like to hear more on this, like any ideas I had for characters or episodes, you can let me know. You can hit us up on Twitter at DeathByMediaMan. As always, I've been Hank, and you've been wonderful, and this has been another little bit of whimsical imaginating. Thanks for letting me share it with you.